In this video, I'm going to show two different ways that I create backgrounds behind the cages to try to help me be able to see the birds better, or at least feel like it creates a better environment for them. This is one of those vinyl wall mural things. This is an experiment to block the back view to see if it was easier to see the birds. And even though this is vinyl, it's actually probably very cleanable. I thought, well, I'm just going to line that with a plastic sheet. So I've done that. That's, probably can't see. That's probably 3/16 of an inch thick or something. It's not a quarter, it's not an eighth, so it's got to be in between. And so this slips inside there and protects that, like so. And then I drilled some holes in it to make it basically a pegboard, and then I can just stick the perches in the little holes. So even though the background has a backing on it so you could stick it to the cage, I did not. I just hung it on a little wooden slat at the top and cable tied it to the cage, and then cable tied the plastic liner inside of that. So you can see that improves the visibility some, but it's a little bit more elaborate project. The easier thing to do is just to hang something behind the cage. So let me show you what I've done behind the big cages. The first thing I tried was hanging shower curtains behind the cages. They're about the right size, and they're washable, and they handle the water and the moisture well. But the only problem is they're not very wide. So if you want to cover a big expanse, you have to get multiples of the same thing, or however you want to deal with it. You just have to deal with it. And that kind of was bugging my eyes to have the repetition. So in my latest iteration, I found photography background screens. And I got one that is a mirror image, two images that are mirror images, so it doesn't repeat in quite the same way. And this is the final configuration of that. You can see it's not as effective, obviously, in blocking the bars, but it is what it is, and it's easier, certainly an easier project, and easier to change if you change your mind. One side of the aviary doesn't have a great view, so I used the same technique to take the wall mural and I stapled it to the framing behind the plexiglass wall of the aviary. You can see how it changed the perspective, I guess, on this direction. So pretty easy project to make a pretty big impact.